What's up, guys? Welcome back to RC Overload, and yes, today we are taking a look at the all-new Traxxas Ford GT Ford Tec 2.0 all-wheel drive chassis. That is a mouthful. That's a lot. But anyways, yes, I finally got my hands on this car. I have been eyeing it for so long now. I couldn't wait to get my hands on it, and I finally have it. It's going to be a blast. But before we go into talking about this, figured I'd take you guys back to yesterday when I went down to Wreckless Hobbies to pick this thing up and just have a little bit of fun there. So, without further ado, let's roll that tape. Alright, so, just got up to Wreckless Hobbies. It's going to be an exciting day. Going to be picking up a new RC. It's going to be awesome. I get to pick up an RC I have been highly anticipating. Let's go do this. Sweet. Alright, so before we go further into the video here, yes, I am swapping out the receiver for my Spectrum setup because I just want it all hooked up into my main controller that I use for all my cars just to make things easier. But besides that, yes, this is the exact same car that I used when I went up there a while back and actually showed the first look in the running footage of it. Remember it? No problem. I'm also doing this one-handed. Like I said, she'll spin out no problem, but as soon as I go straight, she corrects. So it's not a hard vehicle to drive whatsoever. It's actually really fun. So that's actually really cool, right? That I got the actual car that they used for demo purposes. However, the cooler part about all this is the fact that no one else has ever driven the car except for me. So while I got to show it off on the show and got it showed off, you know, at the store, and it ended up becoming the demo car, I still got it afterwards. It still ended up being mine. There's no scratches on it, no other signs of use or anything like that. I think Sean actually said he maybe used it once for a minute or two in the actual store on hardwood floor. But the fact that I got to be the very first one to drive it a while back and test it out, and now it's back in my hands, it's the exact same car, that's really cool. Like, I don't know, I just find that really cool. But anyways, let's just continue on with the video. Alright, so like I said, they're going to be doing a giveaway here while I'm here picking up my RC, and figured just have a little bit of fun hanging out for a few hours. So this is what somebody is going to be winning. Gotta bring it. There we go. We'll move right up. Brand new Kraton 6S, right? And anybody that comes in can actually buy a ticket, and once all the tickets are purchased, then they get, they'll do the drawing. So all the tickets have been purchased, they're ready to go. It's $10 for a ticket or $3 for $25. So I didn't do this one, but I am planning on doing the next one to see if I win. But keep you guys updated on that one. I don't know if they do any online stuff yet, but we'll see. Right. Kyle Valerie. So they just finished building this. This is sick. It's like my favorite room in the whole place. Check it out. Tires and everything. They got a lot of basher bodies over here and some basher bodies right on the other side here as well, but it's all turning into their rock crawling room. A whole bunch of axial stuff, some RC four-wheel drive, trail finder, which I really want to get my hands on this thing. This is, I've never had one. I really want this.
That's cute. That's cute.
What's cute?
That's cute. That's cute, Matt.
That is cute.
Matt, that's cute.
I think I'd rock it.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Alright. Well, I just put a new Dean's connector on because, well, I don't have any Traxxas batteries. All my batteries use Dean's connectors on them, so might as well just swap it over. So, yes, alright, we're done. Should be up and running now, but now I wanted to actually take a few minutes here and do a proper overview. Even before I didn't go completely over the car and all its features and everything that it can do. So I want to take this time today to actually do that, and maybe, if we have time, do some running footage. If not, that'll be on the next video. So, let's get into that. Alright, so let's get into the actual Ford GT here, right? And all the cool stuff that it's got. Because like I just mentioned, I never really went over any of that before. I just kind of showed you guys some things. But Traxxas has 3 different versions of their new Ford Tec 2.0. They have the Ford GT, which is this one right here, comes in 3 different colors, as well as a Ford Mustang. Now they also do have the 2.0 with the VXL system, which is a brushless system, but you would have to choose your own body as well. Now, none of these cars come with a battery or charger. It's something you're going to need to get separate. That's another reason why I chose to go with the Dean's connectors on this, because all my batteries have Dean's, and I just didn't want to go out and buy another battery just for this when I have plenty. See where I'm going? Okay, good. Now, this is a four-wheel drive shaft-driven car, so instead of having a belt like the old version did, it's now updated with a new shaft, very similar to the Traxxas Slash setups, the four-wheel drives. Alright, so let's go over some of the things on this box, right? So again, this is the Ford GT version. It is capable of reaching 30 plus miles an hour with the brushed system that's in it. We'll get into that here in a minute, but you will need the accessory pinion gear that comes with it in order to reach the 30 miles an hour. They do say it's ready to race. However, again, you do need your own battery and charger, so it's almost like it's almost ready to race. It's not quite ready to race, otherwise it would have a battery and a charger with it. So, but yeah, it is fully assembled. There is no anything you need to do to it. Looking on the side here, again, it is a four-wheel drive setup with the shaft. It is supposedly brushless ready, but as everybody knows with brushless systems, things do tend to break over time, so there will need to be upgrades made. I don't think there are many upgrades available for this just yet. There are some aluminum stuff that have come out from STRC, which I do plan on getting here for this soon, so you guys will see that in an upcoming video. It does have the Traxxas Link setup available in it. You will need to buy all the sensors though, in order to get it hooked up however you want. The battery sensor for the voltage, the RPM, and so forth. But it is fully capable. They just don't have any of the sensors already pre-set up in this. So this car also does come with built-in Traxxas stability management, which helps prevent the car from fishtailing or sliding out on you, and helps keep the car going straight down the road when you're driving. Now, with that being said, this is also rated at a skill level 1, so it doesn't matter what your experience is in RC, this car is going to be very easy for you to operate. Now, what I personally like about this car a lot is the fact that if you're changing out the pinion, there's no real adjustments that you need to make with, fine-tuning to make sure the gear mesh is perfect. They actually have slotted holes where you can set the motor up depending on what pinion size you're using. So you just slide the pinion on, and depending on what size will equate to what hole you're going to use to change the motor position to get a perfect mesh every single time. That's awesome. I wish more people would do that. There are a few companies that do have that out right now on some of their vehicles, but I just love this setup. You don't have to it's not finicky when trying to do it. In other words, you know, screw it up, so forth. It's got a dual rear camber link mounting position. So what does that mean, right? On the rear of the camber setup, you have two mounting spots. You have a lower one and a higher one. The lower one is designed for more of bodies like the GT, where the body is actually much lower in the back half of it. So it needs to have that link down lower so it doesn't hit the body. But if you're using other bodies, it's more advised to move that link to the top of it to get a much more stability in it. You'll actually notice if you were to play around with the wheel, you got a little bit of wiggle, in a sense, in the back end of it. And that's just because it's got the link in the front of the wheel and no support really in the back. So if you're using a different body than this, again, it's recommended to move that link to the higher position so you get more stability out of that hub and that wheel in general. Adjustable body mounting positions, right? So you can change where the body mounts go. It even comes with an extra set of body mounts for different bodies. So it allows you to have a variety of different bodies you can put on just right out of the box. Waterproof electronics, you have the waterproof ESC, the XL5, waterproof receiver housing, and the waterproof servo. Now, as a precaution, I say this in every single video, even though it is waterproof, just use caution. Sometimes things happen. Just be careful when running it through water. You definitely run through puddles, shouldn't be an issue at all. But if you submerge the car, I can't guarantee that it's going to be safe. But then again, why would you be submerging a car, on-road car, unless the puddle is deep? Or maybe there's a sinkhole. But if you have the sinkhole, your car's done. It's gone. So it wouldn't really matter at that point. Integrated servo saver. Now this is cool because it is fully adjustable, right? So you can adjust it to have more tightness or more looseness in it for your steering, for its dampener, in other words. So it is fully adjustable. It's not a one setting set for everything. If you find it's too tight, or you adjusted it and your braking parts, loosen it back up, vice versa, so forth. So that's pretty cool. I like that. It does come with the Traxxas high current connectors, their new version. Again, I swapped those out for Dean's. Full hex hardware, waterproof digital servo, which is just their basic servo. Nothing fancy about it. Moving on from that, high performance steering geometry, oil filled ultra shocks, right? The shocks are just plastic bodies. They're not the aluminum ones. So that's actually something I kind of want to look into, is improving the suspension, making it more stiffer, making the ride a little bit better. It did seem a little bit on the stiffer side to me, but then again, that was a while back, so I'll have to take it back out and try it. But anyways, so, this side. What is in the box, right? Love that. What's in the box? GT ready to drive on Tec 2.0 all-wheel drive chassis. You have the XL5 waterproof electronic speed control, the Titan 12-turn 550 motor, which is pretty much their signature motor, the motor that they use in almost all of their brushed cars. It's got a 2.4 gigahertz transmitter with the TSM receiver setup. Again, you'll need all of those add-ons to really get the full effect of that. Adjustable body mount set, accessory pinion gear, quality tool set, and quick start guide. And as you can see here, it kind of shows you everything on the side that it comes with. What you will need to run your model is 4 AA batteries for the transmitter itself. You will need a battery charger and a 6 or 7 cell NIM battery pack with the Traxxas high current connector, or a 2S LiPo battery. Again, anything really, as long as it has the Traxxas connector. Otherwise you're going to need to swap out that connector for whatever it is you have. So that is that. Let's wanted to go inside of this and kind of show you guys what we got, do a little more of close-ups and stuff. All right, so a very, very basic toolkit. You're able to take the wheels off and change out remove any of the hex screws that are on there. It's a very basic toolkit. Comes with pretty much everything. You have your adjustable body mounts. It even has an instruction book, tells you kind of where to mount things and so forth, depending on what body you have, and how to set everything up properly on it as well. So, complete body set. Have your shock assembly kit, basically different piston sizes, different ride height setups. You have the spacers in there that you can put in to change the ride height or the stiffness of the spring in general. So I'll play around with that, maybe take them out or put some in, depending on how it is I want. You get a different body and you're trying to change the ride height. There's really no way of positioning the shocks. It's a one shock position on this, so you will need to use these to either raise or lower the ride height on the car. Spare body clips, always good to have. And then you have your accessory pinion gear, right? So the stock pinion gear, and it even says in this little book here, I'm going to read this to you. Stock has good acceleration, good speed, normal conditions. It's a 21-tooth pinion with a 70-tooth spur. The included optional pinion gear, which is this one, high top speed, long distances, hard surfaces, right? 25-tooth pinion with the 70-tooth spur that's in that. So this is a 25-tooth, and the one that's in it is a 21-tooth. So definitely be trying this out. I'm thinking we'll do it in another video where we compare the two and actually see the miles per hour and the run times and everything like that between the two to see really what the difference is between them. You got your Traxxas warranty book, which is good. The TQI performance guide. What to do if your model breaks. Traxxas support. Their ID battery pack piece of paper. And your quick start guide, which you can also get this online too. I believe you can download it right from Traxxas or view it right on the Traxxas website as well. But it goes over everything you need to know about running your car, the different setups, the controller, the calibrating the speed control, steering trims, so forth, all that fun stuff. And yeah, it does it in different languages. It's pretty basic, pretty simple. So that is that. Very simple setup. I am really loving this thing. Taking a look at the car itself. We've got the two different sized wheels on here. It's smaller wheels in the front, deep dish in the rear for wider, more traction in the back, more stability, more control. I love the detail in the wheels with the brake rotors, how the actual rotor spins around the caliper. Now what's cool is this caliper, you can change its position to be on the front side of the wheel or on the back side of the wheel. There are screw mounting holes, so you can change that to make it look more realistic depending on the body you have or just however it is that you want. Actual rocks falling out of this from when I ran it. You have a three-step chassis design in a sense. I call it three-step because you have your main chassis here, your back half, and your front half. It's a very simple setup. There's really not much to this whatsoever. The diffs are pretty much exposed. You have a one solid steel drive shaft design with plastic cups. Now, I haven't really heard of those cups breaking yet, but it's very possible that they could. I'd be curious to see if somebody makes an upgrade for that. You have, again, the adjustments for the motor are hidden behind this motor cover here. Quick, easy battery tray, open and close, swivels. That's pretty friggin' cool. Now, it looks like you can only fit in a max of a 2S LiPo in here because of the size, the height. But I wouldn't be surprised if you could add spacers in here, custom, make your own spacers, and put them in here to raise it up a little bit more if you wanted to throw a 3S with your own custom electronic setup in it. But for now, it does look like it only can take a 2S LiPo Max or 7-cell NIM battery pack. Now, just going over the electronics again, you have the Titan 12-turn 550 brushed motor right here in the back. The XL5 ESC, which does have 3 programming modes. It's got training mode, race mode, and sport mode. Training mode is great, especially when you're just learning how to drive. Even for kids, this would still be great. What it does is actually allows you to cut the power by 50%. So if you were even if you're pulling the trigger all the way and you're trying to, go full speed, it's only going to allow 50% of the power being supplied to the motor. If you put it in race mode, you get 100% forward momentum with no reverse. If you put it into sport mode, you have 100% power output forward and reverse. So, easy access on the servo saver, super easy. I can get my fingers right around in that to adjust that just by turning that silver knob in either direction to tighten or loosen it. You have the waterproof receiver case here. Everything's nice and out and open. General seems really sturdy, even with the plastic parts in it. The shocks still actually feel pretty good. But again, I do later on want to upgrade the shocks on this. Alright, so that's pretty much the overview of the car. I am, again, really excited to have this thing. A true on-road car that eventually my goal is to throw in a brushless system in it, change out the body, change out the wheels in it, and just have some fun with this thing and just see how fast I can make it go comfortably, right? Maybe make it do some crazy numbers, 3-digit numbers someday. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, you guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We will be doing some running footage here in the next couple of days, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys on the next RC Overload. And don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share this video. It's all muchly appreciated, and I'll see you guys later.